Hello, and good times out. And once again, if you heard a squeak, that was the chair. What's up, gamers? How's it going? Lovely to see y'all, and welcome on in. I just put a little advisory in the chat. Please check the pinned comment. Especially if you're new here, just please no spoilers to Silksong and no backseating the art. This is for reasons that will become clear in just a moment. But before I get on with that, we are a quiet place, but we do have fun here. Good afternoon, Leaky. Hello. I hope you're well. It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. How are you doing? Turnip says, hi, Sammy. I hope the birthday shenanigans stream was fun. It was so fun. Thank you. And that the old country was fun, too. It was. Thank you. I'm lurking, but good to see you back. It's good to be here. And hello. Welcome in and have a lovely lurk. So, hi, everybody. So, here's the situation with regard to the artwork. I'll get on to how I'm doing in just a minute. But in the meantime, here's the situation with the artwork. So, if you don't know, I'm doing this little event called Hollow Knight Art Month where... Oh, geez, Okay, so my lamp is very weirdly calibrated. Also, that's a perfectly cromulent PNG tuber. But, I'm feeling like this one today. Actually, you know what? It's kind of warm for a cardigan. Maybe I will be the pirate in the billowy linen shirt today. But anyways, apologies for the, no, there it is. Okay, so I'm doing a little event this month called Hollow Knight Art Month. If you've seen any of my arts on socials and Discord and stuff, you'll be aware... Lamp? What are you doing? What are you doing? Anyways, so... Where was I? Oh, yes. An event called Hollow Knight Art Month. It is one of those 31 prompts for 31 days, month worth of artwork that you can do, event doodads, that is run by our lovely friend of the channel, Kirsty. And I like to participate because A, it's run by my friend, and B, I really enjoy Hollow Knight and Silksong, them video games about these little buggy guys who like to go on adventures. It is super hot in my house, by the way. It is very hot in the studio. I'm going to try and stay hydrated and stay present as best as I can, but if I have to end early because it's too hot, please understand. British heat waves are inescapable, and they do kill people. So please be kind. Anyways, point being, so if you're familiar with my streams on Friday mornings where I play Silksong currently, you will know I have not finished Silksong. I'm still part of the way through it, which means that today's prompt, which I believe their name is Second Sentinel, who is this fancy looking buddy. I don't know anything about them except for looking at pictures of them and where they're located roughly on the wiki, and trying not to read any information about them or the quests that are associated or what have you. But they seem to be a little sort of fighty, battle-y, fun little character who I think is really cute. And they've got these cute little weapons, and I thought it'd be fun to just have them, like, playfully sparring with Hornet because it's a nice time. They're friends. I don't know whether or not they're friends. I don't know if this is a boss that, like, hates you, or if, like, this is a buddy that you get to make friends with. Don't tell me! Don't tell me, chat! I don't want to... This is a really tough one. This is a really tough day for me to be doing specifically on stream because it is very explicitly a character that I have not encountered yet. So, gonna be just hoping that people are respectful of the don't spoil me request, wherever I put... Why is this color specifically just absolutely blowing out the camera if you can see green? I don't know how to mitigate that other than to just continue painting it and hope for the best. Moriax, hi, welcome in. Can't believe at the end of Silksong, Redacted does to Redacted. Redacted because of Redacted. Disclaimer, I've never played the game. don't actually know the ending. That is, I'm pretty sure it's a game where you can get more than one ending anyways, but I can't believe that Redacted did that. Hey, I'm not supposed to know about that yet. Anyways, I hope you're well. It's lovely to see you. Welcome in. But yeah, so I don't really know what the deal is with this character, but all the pictures that I've seen of them seem like they're a fun little guy. And so I thought I'd just do a little, I went through the spreadsheet, not the spreadsheet, what is it? Some helpful souls have uploaded sprite sheets of a whole boatload of characters, if not all of the characters for that matter, in the game, which is super, super useful if you're looking for pose references. And I thought that this was a particularly jolly pose, and I was like, yeah, they're going to be doing the little garaba, and then they'll sort of like ching, doot, 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 with their little pointy things, and have a good time, and then have like some snacks afterwards. You know, like some fresh fruit, maybe a sports drink, and a sandwich or something. I don't know. It'll be a good time. Oh, jeez! Hello. Thank you.
Oh hell yeah! Leaky just subscribed. A surprisingly large number of months. How did that happen? Thoughtful face emoji.
I don't know. What is time? Sunrise, sunset, etc., etc. Thank you so much for the sub for 18 months, Leaky. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. That is incredibly lovely of you. And once again, I very much hope that you are well. I hope anyone existing in the weather this past week in at least the parts of the UK that I am in or near, I hope that you are well and coping, because good lord. Leaky says, just a little further up the chat, I've seen posts from Floridians, Californians, and Iraqis who now live in the UK all saying, oh boy, UK hot weather is something else. It hits different. It's worse. It's so bad. I've been to Southern California and it's like, okay, yeah, like, this is fine. You know, like, this is warm, but it's fine. You know, I've been to LA and it was like, okay, yeah, this is warm, but it's fine. Here, it's like, oh, it's over 25 degrees, you say? Guess I'll die. Yay! It just builds and builds and builds, and by the end of the day, like, there's no relief. There's no cooling off. You just get progressively hotter and hotter throughout the day until you go to bed exhausted and unable to sleep because it's too dang hot. I hate it. I love it here. I love living here. I hate the hot weather. 10 stream steak! 10 stream steak from Moriax. Thank you very much. How was your hollybobs? They ask. Recently got back from mine. It feels like it's taken nearly a week for jet lag to stop kicking my proverbial arse. That is 1000% a mood. But did you have a nice time? I really hope that you had a nice time. I had a nice time away. I missed you all. But when I say that the upload speeds at my destination were such that it took about a day to upload a video that would normally take about 30 minutes, I don't think I would have been able to stream even if I had tried, just from a functionality perspective. Anyways, I'm just gonna have to keep holding this until I'm ready to paint it because it keeps messing with the keeps messing with the light balance and just blowing everything out for some reason. Or you can see, do you want to see tomorrow's art? It's great. The prompt was Dream No More, which, if you don't know, is that, now I won't tell you what happens in it because I guess spoilers for an ending of Hollow Knight, but Dream No More is the name of one of the endings you can get at the end of Hollow Knight. I won't tell you how to get there or what happens. And indeed, neither is this a spoiler for that, because instead of actually painting anything particularly directly related to that ending, I decided that I'd have Trubio performing a dramatization of it instead. Here's Hilby doing the script supervision in the rehearsals. Methought I heard a voice cry, "Dream no more! The night does murder dreams!" And so on and so forth. I thought it was cute and funny. 'Cause yeah. Anyways, there you go. I anticipate having fun with this one, partially because this is the means by which I got to shoehorn Trobio into this prompt list. And I don't know, I like his little costume where like the mask is The mask is askew, so you can still see his face, because, you know, Trovio's gonna want to get his face in, let's be real. He is very much that kind of performer. I hope you like it. I enjoyed drawing that. And also, his script supervisor is Pilby, because I love Pilby and I wanted to draw them. Why else is Pilby there? Because I said so! Anyways, but yeah, Canada was fun. I had a nice time. I did some filming, I did some research, but mostly I did some hanging out with my family and meeting my new nephew dog and blah blah blah. Leaky says New Mexico is like, whoa, it's super hot, but 0 humidity, so it's actually fine. Plus there's air conditioning over there to recover in. That sounds really nice. Soodle Noop says Dad was right, it's the humidity that gets you. It super is! Oh my goodness. Blah! Blah! I feel so gross right now. I'm gonna open my beverage. Also, hey Soodle Noob, how you doing? It's lovely to see you. Okay, it's beverage opening time. This is... Ooh, do you want some can opening ASMR? Here you go. I hope that was good. Anyways, this is what I can only think to describe. I don't know if there's like an actual like term for this kind of beverage, but I can only think to describe this as millennial soda. Because it's like it's got pictures of the forthcoming film of Supergirl. I didn't know there was a Supergirl film, but apparently there's a Supergirl film because it's all over this can. That's not why I bought it. I haven't seen a superhero movie in quite a few years. In fact, I watch a lot of cooking videos on YouTube. I'm super boring. But that being said, I did watch some in-flight TV that was quite good. That was new to me. I watched like 8 episodes of Bluey. That show's great! I get it now. Anyways. Soodle Noob says, my AC having to break and I live in the absolute water level that is the southeast. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, that is gross. And very not fun. We don't have AC in the UK. We just claim we want to experience the summertime, and then as soon as the summer shows up, we're all like, we're gonna die. It's like, this is what you said you wanted. This is what you said you wanted, British people. I moved here because British people talk about the weather like it never gets hot, it rains all the time, you get nice, like, coastal breezes and stuff, and then I moved to a landlocked county in the middle to south of England, and when I tell you I am existing in just hot, inescapable hot soup, it's an inescapable hot soup. And you say to yourself, but it's only 29 degrees. Well, when I tell you that, as Leaky mentioned, you know, having friends from other, like, more verifiably hot climates. I have a friend who lives in London. They are from Cyprus, and they report that 29 degrees in the UK feels like what 39 degrees feels like in Cyprus. So make of that what you will. The summer is overrated AF, in my opinion, says Soodle Noop. Could not agree more. I'm sure it's like mostly physical, but I get like summer seasonal affective disorder because it makes me not want to leave the house, and the way like everyone and like marketing that's everywhere and just the general discourse of being like, yay, it's the best time of the year, let's go have barbecues, let's go to the beach, let's go get a tan, blah blah blah, let's go exist in direct sunlight, all of the things that like make my body react absolutely horribly. I just feel like I'm being gaslit. Like, what do you mean I'm supposed to like this? What do you mean? This is physical torture to me. What do you mean? And I think it's a combination of you are supposed to be happy, and if you're not happy about this, you're doing it wrong about, like, you know, hot sunny days for me. I don't like, my circadian rhythms don't like how late sunset happens here. It's like, at the apex of summer, around, you know, like the solstice, it's like 10 p.m. before it's dark out. And that messes with my brain because it feels wrong to eat dinner so early, so like many hours before sundown. So, like, my food schedule gets screwed up. My bed schedule gets screwed up. I get so tired and sad. And I realized that this is not a universal experience. I think it's a lot easier to realize when your experience is the minority that your experience is not universal. But I fully recognize that my experience is not universal, but that doesn't mean it's not real. And I wish people who like to indulge in that. I got into an argument with somebody once because she was like, "Oh, it's such a lovely day," and I'm like, the sun's too bright for me." And she's like, "No, it's lovely," and I'm like, "No, it's too bright," and she's like, "No, it's lovely," and I'm like, "Okay, well, for me it's too bright, but I hope you have a nice day." And she's like, "No, it's lovely," and I was like, "Ma'am, enjoy whatever the hell you want. I'm going inside." I bought myself mountaineering glasses for this year. Nice dark sunglasses with leather side shields so that the sun can't sneak in laterally and blind me, which I absolutely adore. It makes being out of doors when I have to on a hot sunny day so much more bearable. Just not having to squint. Just that little bit of like sensory filtering makes it slightly easier for me to tolerate everything else, oddly enough. It's crazy, actually. It's game changing how much you accommodate this one thing and everything else feels a little bit less unbearably awful. It's amazing. I love it. Anyways, the days are too long. It scares me. What do you mean 7 p.m. and the sun is that high? So don't leave. Yes, exactly. Leaky says, on Monday night I went to the seaside. Ooh, it was super busy with families and folks walking dogs at 10 p.m. Best part of the day. Yeah, but still 22 degrees. Yeah, 22 degrees at 10 p.m. Wild. I find it, I don't know. I can't, going out late isn't something that I'm adapted to particularly well anymore, just because it takes me so many hours to like wind down and get into like going to bed headspace after I get home, and I'm too I'm too old now. It was my birthday on Monday, by the way. I'm too old now to just stay up until the small hours of the morning and then wake up at a normal time the next day and not feel like absolute, poo-poo garbage. So that's where I'm at. Anyways, second Sentinel. I'm gonna get this bad boy out of the way. Sorry for yammering so much about the weather. But I guess that's kind of that's one of the things that's been on my mind. This is a little bit of I don't know if you can tell, but this is a gentle, cozy stream. But I, in my personal life outside of stream, are very stressed right now. Basically, I came back from 2 weeks of leave, and in addition to the usual sort of like catching up with all of the things that I missed in the past 2 weeks that I have to do when I get back, just kind of a confluence of like every event that could possibly happen to a person, bar like moving house or anything sort of on that like level of majorness is all happening at once. So like less than a week after landing back in the United Kingdom, I've got like professional stuff that's happening that is stressful and scary and super busy and is still I've got personal stuff that is I've got house stuff that I have to deal with. I've got health stuff that I have to deal with. I'm quite stressed about the health stuff, in fact, because I'm supposed to have, sometimes when you have a blood test for something specific, they'll like, apparently sometimes they will send you a label in the post. This is coming from a specialist. The specialist was supposed to send me a label in the post that I'm supposed to bring to this blood test. The blood test's on Monday. The label has not arrived. I'm going to go to this blood test on Monday and be like, I don't know what they're testing me for because they didn't send me anything. So then I'm scared that the nurse is going to be like, well, I can't do the test then because I don't know what to label it. And that's going to become a whole thing because they didn't send me the thing. And then that means that the appointment that I'm supposed to have to follow up on those test results is going to be delayed because they didn't send me the thing. And I've had some... my health sucks. I'm disabled. It's awful. And just trying to deal with these people just adds so much on top of that. And then again, I've got house stuff that I found out about while I was away, have not had time adequately to tidy for having someone around the house tomorrow morning. Basically, in case you didn't see the schedule, stream is going to start late tomorrow morning, probably, because I don't know when someone is coming to the house to do some stuff to do with, like, an electrician's coming around to do some electrical stuff, but it got all sorted out while I was away on holiday. So I haven't had time to tidy the house because it's been hot as balls, and doing any physical labor in this weather is too much. So, I'm a little overwhelmed right now, and I'm not having a good time, and I'm hoping we can just have a nice, cozy time today, because, good lord, like, that's not even all of it. Like, that's portions of it. Also, at some point, I'm pretty sure we're having our windows replaced, but they haven't given us a date for when the windows are being replaced, and I don't know what I need to do in preparation for having our windows replaced. Like, I don't know. I also was given no information on what to prepare for the electrician coming around. I don't know exactly what it is that he needs to do, so I didn't know what to tidy, because frankly, the entire house could do with a tidy, because I'm disabled. Anyway. Enough about me. Let me catch up with chat. Leaky says, if you don't complain about the weather at least once per week, we revoke your citizenship. Well, at least I'm in good standing there. I remain a permanent resident. Oh, that was another fun thing that happened. So, they couldn't check me in online from the airline flying back to London, supposedly, because they needed to check my immigration status. Which was scary and unfun. Like, why? Like, why do you need to do that? That means that we weren't able to, like, pick our seats in advance either. Which, like, why would you do that? That's mean. That's mean. And then, you know, it just rocked up, and I had to go up to the counter and be like, I live there. Please let me go home. And, you know, she typed a bunch of mysterious stuff in her computer, and then she was like, okay. But there was a moment there where I thought she was going to be like, no, you can't. You have to stay in Canada, even though I legally live here. So, yeah, that's been the last week or so. Anyways, it sounds like a lot, says Leaky. Too much. It's too much. It sucks. I hate it. Anyways, Tralala says, Katie, hell yeah. Congratulations on the 10 streams. Steak. I hope you enjoy your 10 steaks. And thank you very much for watching my stream, even though I'm a big complainy butt today, apparently. I'm going to try and curb that now and think about joyful things instead. Health-related anxiety is real, and it hurts. It hurts super bad, and it adds to your ill health, because stress causes additional health-related symptoms. Who knew? Soodle Noob says, what did you do to become off with God? Good heavens. I don't know, Soodle Noob. What if I mean, I figure, you know, like, when I count my blessings, I consider that, like, I have a moderator / spouse who I love dearly, and a home that is untidy but comfortable. And most importantly, I have a moderator / spouse who I love dearly, and a community who for some reason likes to watch me paint. And so I must have done something good, but good lord, the karmic balancing going on right now is just make it stop. Just make it stop. Anyways, hi Freddie, welcome in. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. Welcome. You're coming into a perfectly cromulent, normal, happy stream. Everything's fine. I'm gonna take a sip of what, again, I would only refer to. I don't. Do you know what I mean when I say millennial soda? I don't know. What I mean is those, like, this is called Hip Pop. It's berries and cherries flavor, but it has lower sugar than regular soda, and it also has like 4 grams of fiber. However, and this is crucial, they don't add stevia to this one. I tried one in Canada that they added apple cider vinegar and stevia to, and good lord, it was disgusting. It was so sweet, and also had that, like, slightly sick back note of apple cider vinegar that I hate the taste of. So, yay, loved that for me. Okay. I'm looking up a reference here, but very carefully look. I'm just going directly to the gallery of hollowknight.wiki to see what color I should kind of be shading things in here. And I think actually it's kind of, okay, oh, interesting. Okay. So I'm gonna do like a blend of this, and I'm gonna add some like green to it because it's almost sort of like a greenish gray of a shadow, which is kind of interesting. Um, Again, I don't really know anything about this setting that we're in here. I'm just kind of spitballing, but we'll see. Anyways, but I'm gonna mix up some color in any case. I'm gonna use a bit of this patina hue, yeah, and I will blend it with my neutral tint, and then we will just kind of slop it over the canvas until I think it looks good. There's kind of so this screen cap that I'm looking at in particular, and again, I'm trying not to spoil myself, and again, please don't spoiler for me, because I haven't actually done this section, but this looks to be, I'm assuming this is like a fight that you do with this character. And this is like this stage, but again, no spoilies, please. But there's kind of like a glowing segment in the middle, so we'll kind of try and do that, I guess. Gonna try and keep it relatively simple, because look, I've got a lot to do. 31 paintings in 31 days is a not insignificant undertaking. If you've never attempted to participate in one of these art month / prompt list / doodads, it's a reasonable amount of effort if you do decide to do the whole thing. Obviously, there are different levels of participating. Some people choose to do like fully rendered, very detailed, very, interestingly staged illustrations for every single day. And then some people just choose to do like, a sketch or a doodle, or somebody is just rendering a whole bunch of 3D versions of the characters in Blender, which, my god, you love to see it, but my god, dude, that's so much work. Anyways, but it's amazing. I love it. But yeah, what was my point? I'm sure I had one somewhere along the way. Oh yeah, if you do decide to do, a piece for every single day, it can be a lot of work. I find it incredibly rewarding, which is why I keep doing it. But it's not an insignificant amount, and that's fine. I might actually just plug this phone in so the battery doesn't die while I'm trying to look at the reference. Oh my god, there's so many I honestly, I don't know what this electrician is doing tomorrow, but if he has to check like our power outlets and stuff, some of them are hidden behind furniture that realistically there is no way to move without like moving out of the house. I mean, for instance, in this studio, there's like a couple feet between sort of the edge of the desk and a table behind me that has the 3D printer on it, and then behind the 3D printer is like a couple of different cabinets and shelving units, and behind one of the cabinets and shelving units, I think there might be a power outlet. But there's literally no way of us getting back there without moving all of that stuff, and you'd have to take all of the stuff off of the shelves in order to safely move the shelf. Not to mention, if they need to check the fridge, you can't move the fridge because of the way that it's situated in a slightly raised little sort of set in wooden cabinet that they put in the fridge instead of, for some reason, having the fridge just on the floor. I don't know why the fridge is raised above the floor. I don't, but no one in the entire time that I've lived here has ever gotten behind the fridge because you can't. Yay. Okay, anyways. Enough about that. I will keep my waffling to myself, because it's a lot. But I am going to start confidently slopping on my watercolor. And wow, this color slaps on top of that yellow base. I love it. I feel like it's kind of just showing up gray on camera, but it looks so nice. It looks really nice. It's giving a really cool effect, I think. I hope. And I'm trying Very hard not to paint over Senti here. Who I'm calling Senti for short. That's probably, I'm assuming that's not canon. Don't tell me, no spoilies. But they're just a sweet friend. I'm guessing, I'm hoping based on their vibe that they're like the kind of little guy that you come across and you do a little fight with, and then they're like, haha, that was really fun, let's be buddies. And then you're just their friend. I hope so. I mean, they might be like, haha, I am full of hate. Hate. And just like be mean to you, but I hope not. They seem really cute. It's not the vibes I've gotten from the art that I've seen of them in like the Hollow Knight Discord and stuff, but again, no spoilies, no spoil. It's fine. Anyways. Okay. We're gonna turn. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. La la la. The way that the color is, the underpainting is showing through, like the camera does not do this. The camera is just flattening it down to like gray. But I swear to you, the interplay between this sort of shadowy hue that I'm putting on here and the underpainting is so stinking pretty. I absolutely love it. It's very, it's much more dimensional than this makes it look on camera, I feel like. So hopefully that'll be evident in the final piece. I'm realizing that I probably shouldn't have painted that bit in, because there's kind of a fade in and then this like glowing segment in the center that I think I kind of just want to leave mostly unpainted. I can probably sort of come across like that. And then take most of this paint out. And then try and kind of blend it back out a little bit. Just doing a little bit of blending it backwards. Will this work? Who knows? I want to scrub enough that I'm able to kind of clear some of this color, which does want to stick a little bit, which is slightly annoying, but it's fine. Nothing insurmountable. Doop-a-doop. Anyways, in other me news, so as mentioned, it was my birthday on Monday, and my moderator slash spouse, my beautiful moderator slash spouse, got me a gift. And the gift that he got me was Tomodachi Life Living the Dream for the Nintendo Switch. And this was a dangerous gift because I want to just play the game forever. And I knew this. I said to him, if I ever, like, watching other people play the game and stuff, I said to him, like, if I ever get this game, I'm not ever going to be able to do anything else because it's too silly and fun. And I'm going to watch these stupid little characters interact and make them play little games and do silly little things and have a fun little time. And I'm never going to get anything else done. And yeah, it's been a really pleasant use of my downtime, but I have done quite a lot of it in the last like day or two, but it is very fun. This is actually turning out kind of weird. So I think I might fade some of this back in. It is leaving kind of a weird pattern. Oh great, I ruined it. It looked so nice before. Oh well. Just gonna blend that out slightly. I think it'll be okay once once there's like texture and what have you on top of all of this. I think it'll be fine. But I think I added too much and then kind of got stuck. Okay. All right. This is weird so far. Or what if I actually just hold having a thinky thought. It just kind of a very light glaze over that, so it's just a little bit more of a billowy fade in. Okay, fine. Fine, that works. Okay. All right. You notice when I say okay and all right, and then I just continue futzing? I cannot leave well enough alone. It's just gotta futz. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's fine. Okay. Anyways, but yes, did I say thank you for the 15 stream steak, Freddy? Because I appreciate that. Whoop whoop, indeed. And thank you very much for the 15 steaks. I hope you enjoy them. That's so many steaks. What are you gonna do with all of your steaks? You can make so many sandwiches. I assume that's what you do with steaks, anyways. So this needs to dry before I can do anything else to it. I mean, the paint looks neat, but I don't know how to... Well, you know, there's gonna be a lot of more stuff added to it before it's done. So, it'll recover. Trobio also needs an underpainting. So I'll start with... Trobio is very, like, this color-coded, I think. This sort of vibrant pink of the theater. He likes to be colorful. He likes to be visible. So I might just do an underpainting and just straight up. Sammy, can I whisper you on Twitch in regards to the giveaway for Monday? I would really love if you did. Definitely, go for it. Wherever is a convenient place that has direct messages. And for added safety, I can read that message. Presumably, I can delete conversations. Once I've got the info that I need from you. And thank you again for entering the giveaway. I appreciate it. Ooh, that is less orange than it looks on stream. My camera is very variable when it comes to capturing colors, and I fear that if I were to try and set it in a way that it's like perfectly capturing one color that it's currently not, it would then not correctly capture another different color. So I feel like it's kind of the most I can do to have it as good as it is, even though I know that it's like inherently quite flawed compared to how things look IRL. And I don't love that. Oh good, the palette's falling over. Okay. Just want to carefully make sure that I don't paint over Pilby. I love Pilby. Pilby is a sweet little friend. They're also a very easy shape to draw compared to Trobio, because they're just kind of a little... They're just kind of a little lump with a chocolate chip on top. And that is relatively simple to draw. So, yay. Pilby. But also, yay, Trobio. Moriak says, I don't know how I had canon Trobio sounding. It ranges from Ian McKellen to Jinx Monsoon. I feel like I don't want to tell you how Trobio sounds because I love the idea of both of these versions of him. I think like either version is so perfect that I want both of these to be true. And if you just never find out what Trobio sounds like, then that's great. How about like a combination all at once of Ian McKellen and Jinx Monsoon? I don't know how that would sound. But I think that is exactly the vibe. Anywho, Anywho, I was eventually going to get to anywho. Trobio is a very theatrical thespian of a little dude.
Oh hell yeah, Artrex Gaming just subscribed. Hello Zami, would you like to have a conversation about zooms in your adorable artwork?
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed for the sub. I appreciate it. 6 months. Oh my gosh, 6 months in advance. What are you doing? Also, thank you, Rex. That's very kind. Thank you. Enjoy the emotes and stuff. Thank you for the sub. And also, I would I would love to have a conversation with you. That would be nice. Anyways, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. Moriak says, on the one hand, I feel like very thespian sort of acting, dear boy. Like camp old voice fits. But equally, he could also be incredibly acid and very extra. I feel like yes. The answer is yes. He is very dramatic, however you wish that to be. Was that? I'm not sure if Rex is Rex, I was gonna ask, is that a reference to Tomodachi Life? Or have I just been playing too much Tomodachi Life and therefore I see it as a reference? Regardless, thank you. I've been having too much fun. It is too fun, and I keep wanting to just pop back in and open the game again and check on my little peoples and see how they're doing. And I have not, for the record, I have not created, and I will not be creating, like, myself and my spouse in Tomodachi Life, because I have seen the horrors of you create yourself and you create your partner as little characters in the game, and then the game doesn't, the game decides that, like, oh, you're just gonna not ask each other out, and then you're gonna ask somebody else out, and then you're gonna have a weird conversation and be like, oh, I think my crush on my real life partner is fading, and so on and so forth. And I don't want that for, like, little video game versions of myself and my actual spouse. I think I would just get really frustrated if, like, we kept obviously wanting to, like, be dating and then not dating, or, like, one of us has a crush and the other one's oblivious, or, like, one of us tries to ask the other out and then, I don't know, like, one of the gnome husbands busts in and is like, I have a crush on Twitch user Sledge Callier, and then Twitch user Sledge Callier sees the gnome husband and is like, yes, I'll go out with you. So, yeah. It seems potentially dangerous. Ooh, thank you, Katie! I will grab it in a second. Soodle Noob says, I've only played the first Tomodachi Life, but what I've seen, the new one looks very fun. It is very, very fire fun. I'm just creating, like, my Blorbos in the game currently. I have a little Blorbo island. Tomodachi Life is a binding activity with Rex, wife, and I 3 to 4 times per week. Aw, bless! I hope you're having fun. My moderator / spouse bought a physical copy of the game specifically because he also wants to play it, and he hasn't yet, and I'm not sure he'll get a chance because I'm having too much fun. It is very silly. If you're not familiar with it, it is just a game where you character creation screen little characters into a little island, and you get, like, shops, and you can decorate their houses, and they go on little, you know, sort of adventures together, doing exercises and visiting their local restaurant and eating pizza with a knife and fork, which I find very charming. It's very silly. And the character voices are very silly. Soodle Noob says, in quote, Tomodachi Life shipped my partner with Susie Deltarune. Fuck. Yes, exactly. No! It's more fun to make characters based on fictional characters, Or celebrities, says Katie. Yeah, exactly. I don't know any celebrities, but I sure know fictional characters. Literally, the first character I created was Miles O'Brien, Star Trek, obviously. And then I created his wife. And at first they were, like, getting on really great, and she got a crush on him. And then she tried to confess her feelings. And then Captain Sisko busted in and was like, wait, I also have feelings for Miles O'Brien. And then Miles was like, I'll go on a date with you, Benjamin. And I'm like, no! Stop it! Get some help! And then they should meet with Carl Pilkington. Oh my god, that's what you get for putting yourself in the game. Rex says, I made Squeaky, but no one else is real. Squeaky is my cat. Okay, that's adorable. But, yes. And then Squeaky went and married the Banana Man, and it suddenly cursed. That's cursed, Rex! Oh, no! We mostly made random me's from fives and a few characters. Usually we see an outfit in the shop, and they're like, that's this character's outfit, so we add the character. That makes sense. That totally makes sense. I think that's a good way to do it, is to just make some characters and see what they get up to. But yeah, I'm having fun with it. I'm having too much fun with it. It's really silly. It's really silly. It's a nice time. I especially like how focused it is on character creation screen. Because I love a good character creation screen. It's basically my favorite thing that you can do in a game is you get to create a character. And yeah, one of my favorite games, there isn't a character creation screen. You just look like this little buddy. Gazillion out of 10. No notes, no complaints. I love her with my whole heart. But still. Anyways. But apart from this game, my favorite genre is character creation screen, obviously. Though I'm also hugely impatient about such things. Rex says, I really love how little it cares about context. There are no algorithmic based events. It's Mad Libs pulled. It's absolutely Mad Libs. It's absolutely, you know, I've got two characters bonding over, like, model train sets. And, you know, two characters randomly doing yoga on the beach. And then someone who's just, like, staring at a tree. And, they're going to Siberia and eating blueberry cheesecake, and then one of them has the hiccups and doesn't know how to stop, so another one comes along and says, you know, like, have you tried not doing that? And they were like, oh, thanks, I hadn't thought of that. And then their hiccups are cured, and now they're best friends. It's great. It's great. I would, if you are very invested in, like, shipping your characters, be forewarned, they might just decide to break up. You can probably get them to like each other again, but yeah, they also just will randomly do stuff. The only problem is that they apparently removed the songs. There were songs? I know nothing of the songs. Rex says, if someone offered you a large 1969 Dodge Challenger or a small 1969 Dodge Challenger, which would you choose? Exactly. Exactly this. You know, they just ask you, like, hey, what's a celebrity you admire? What's your favorite blah, blah, blah? And then that will just get peppered into, like, your game's dialogue. Anyways, this is the first character I created in the game, and I'm very proud of how exactly, like, the person he turned out. Perfect. Anyways, we made Joe Dirt, and in the movie he loves his 1969 Dodge Challenger. Oh, good for him. And quite right, too, probably. I don't know anything about cars. That's so Miles OMG, says Katie. Yay! I was just like, okay, I need to make him tall and rectangular. As rectangular as a humanoid person can be in every possible way, and also he has a tiny little face. And this is what I ended up with. I did kind of feel like, again, I'm sorry, this is a niche reference to a show that came out in the 1990s, but this did feel like an I won the game moment. Anyways. The only problem is that my game is localized to Europe and my language is English, so they all have English accents. So, bearing in mind that the first character that I made is canonically an Irish man, had to do a lot of fudging in terms of like the intonations that you can get, like the pitch and intonations and stuff that you can give the character voices to give him any semblance of an Irish lilt. And I think I managed to do that, but also all of the American characters are now just English people. So, oops. Oh well. That is one of the limitations of the doodad. There is a okay. Okay, the ad spoiler message was covering up all of my chat. Now I can see it. But yes. In the first Tomodachi Life says Soodle Noob, you could make your me sing songs on a concert stage. Oh, that's so stinking cute. I love that. That's adorable. You can, words. You can give them a guitar in this, and they will play and sing songs. I do know that, but I don't know whether or not they get concert about it. But very cute. Anyways, I'm afraid that ads are about to happen in about a minute. I'm just doing that. Okay. I do apologize if you see ads. You're not going to miss anything because I'm going to take a little break and go probably, honestly, splash my face with cold water because I am so stinking warm. And then I will come back and do another element of this painting, which I'm very happy to do. I feel like the sort of plumes and stuff happening behind them has turned out kind of cool. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain that, but make it look cooler with some surrounding, like, elements and greebling and stuff hanging from the ceiling like they have in the game. I don't know, but we shall try and make it look kind of cool, hopefully. Yeah, I'll be back very, very shortly. Thank you for sticking around in the meantime. Take this as an opportunity to hydrate and have a stretch and to do all that stuff yourself as well. Stay hydrated. You're all breathtaking. I'll see you very shortly. Be right back. Hello. I'm back. Hi. Thank you for sticking around, friends. Thank you. I'm trying to think of anything interesting that happened to me while I was away that I can report back. And wow, my memory is a sieve because I can't remember what I did. I also, like, all of my photos and videos and stuff from the trip are on my phone, so there's not really that much there to explore. I will tell you, I did see, and this, to me personally, was very exciting. I don't know if this is exciting to anyone else, but I saw baby's first confirmed yellow warbler. For under a minute. It was very exciting. I had to look it up because we, like, the only yellow birds that I've ever seen in the vicinity of my family home back in Canada are a goldfinch. So at first I was like, that's not a goldfinch, because a goldfinch by comparison has quite different plumagey gubbins. Hold. It's got more like contrasting black stuff going on. Where's the dang picture of just a regular yellow goldfinch? Okay, yeah, this is what I mean when I'm thinking of a goldfinch that I would see in my parents' yard. See, it's got the little band across its face in black, and then the black contrasting wings. Whereas the warbler just has like a little bit of brown markings in the tummy, and then a slightly darker brown to the wing, but it's pretty much more uniformly yellow, and that's what I saw. So that was really exciting. Apparently they spend most of their time more in the vicinity of like wetlands and closer to bodies of water, so it was kind of surprising seeing it in my parents' yard, considering they're not anywhere near a river. But I mean, it's there are rivers in town, so it's possible that it's just, sort of flown a little bit out of its way, and it'll head back to somewhere in the vicinity of, probably the Grand or the Speed, which are rivers near where my family live. It is a rivery city, so it's not really that surprising that you'd see rivery birds. I see other wetlandy birds in the area, with relative frequency, like red-winged blackbirds, that kind of thing. Yeah, Siddle Noop says, seeing rare wildlife outside is always nice. The other day I saw a blue jay and a weird-looking lizard. Oh, hell yeah! What a fantastic combination! That's so exciting and fun! Oh, man, I love lizards. You don't see lizards where I live very often. To my great sadness now that I'm thinking of it. I think probably the most interesting bird sighting that I've had here where I live in the UK... like a goldcrest. Goldcrests aren't necessarily super rare in this area, but you don't see them very often. Partially because they tend to kind of keep to fairly well-concealed areas because they're very small. They are the smallest bird that is native to this landmass, and they are ever so cute. Yeah, okay, so there's kind of a shape in behind the center of this stage that I'm going to try and mark out, if I can, with a slightly darker, maybe pick up a little bit more paint, but not too much. Anyways. But yeah. What have I seen? I'm going to say like a greenfinch. I've seen a greenfinch, I think. Around my in-laws' place, and a lot of tit birds. I'm saying tit birds because if I just say tits, it sounds like I'm seeing a lot of bosoms, and I don't mean that. It's just that's the name of the bird. It's also a word that means bosoms. I'm trying to be a mature adult about it. This is an adult stream for grown-ups. I don't go around looking at bosoms. I do go around looking for birds, though. Sidolif says there were two lizards and one of them jumped at the other, and then I only saw one of them afterwards. Oh my, I guess, did the other one scare it off? My gosh. That sounds like a fun encounter. Yeah, I've definitely seen greenfinches around my in-laws, which are... The camera's picking it up as even more yellow than it is. It is a greenish yellow, though. There's not a lot in the way of... I learned yesterday there's not a lot in the way of truly green birds. It's how the plumage does something... The birds didn't ask to be called tits, by the way, says Katie. I know, and I love them. But yeah. Anywho. Okay, so I think we're probably kind of we're not really, it's kind of, most of this lighting thing is kind of taller than, so I'm kind of cheating the background a bit, I guess. If we kind of, but they can be a little bit closer, a little bit further away to this feature that's up here. With sort of some interesting lines. Kind of like that. And then there's just kind of an area underneath it that is a little bit more shaded down, so I'll just doot. And hope that I've not made too much of a tangent kind of placing it in this way, but whatever. And then I just reglaze most of this segment of the painting anyways. So whatever. It's all worked out. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Anyways, but yeah, what else did I see? Saw a couple of red-winged blackbirds here and there. Again, especially as we were sort of passing bodies of water. I didn't see any herons, disappointingly. I always love getting to see herons, because they do have herons near the river, in my hometown as well. Didn't spend a ton of time near the river, I guess. Saw some very angry geese, and some cardinals, a lot of robins. I think I talked about the baby robins in the nest outside of my folks' house last stream. That was an absolute delight to be witness to the infancy and childhood of these absolutely delightful little birdies. They were so sweet. I especially, I think my favorite thing about the little baby robins is the way that they would, you know, parent would show up with like a bug or something, like, you know, a feed for them to eat, and they would all, like, as soon as they showed up, meh, my mouth's open, feed me, I'm hungry, mom, right? But then sometimes when parent is nowhere to be seen, they'd just be sitting in the nest with their mouths like opened in preparation for parent is going to come back. And I want to be ready with my mouth already open so I could be like, feed. And then sometimes you hear them just like beeping, you know? You just hear a little beep, 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 beep. If I was sitting out on the deck, sort of in back of the house, I'd just hear beep, beep, beep. Because the nest was in a tree pretty much directly above the deck of the back garden. And just hear this beep, beep, beep. And it just you know, the translation is just something, Mom, I'm hungry, Mom. So stinking cute. So cute. Absolutely adorable. Rex says, my favorite local bird is this blackbird with bright red and yellow wings. Ooh, so pretty. So pretty. Is that a red-winged blackbird, or is that a relative, or just a completely different bird? I don't know, but it sounds gorgeous. I do also, oh man, I love some of these starlings. Saw starlings galore as well, who are just, if you're familiar with the starling, they're heckin' adorbs. They have I love their plumage because it's got this, like, it's black, but it's got that like iridescence to it. It's so interesting. I would love to paint a starling using some of my like duochrome paints over like black ink for their plumage. But it's hard to get that kind of thing to show up online. I feel like if I were to do prints of it, I'd have to do like hand painted prints with like the iridescent paint so you get that shimmer. Soodle Noop says, I saw a video once of a grown-ass bird opening its mouth at a worm. Oh, well, his bird just kind of expected it to just kind of go into its mouth. That is so cute. That is so cute. Blessums. Very delightful. Very precious. I love it. I want to see, do I have any like decent, it was obviously keeping a respectful distance from the nest, and also just because of its location relative to like the windows of the house. Couldn't really get nice high res footage particularly of the bird's nest, but did get some pictures as best as I can. Like whatever's going on here. Like, you notice they're just, okay, so they're getting a little bit older here because they're kind of getting ready to figure out how to fly out of the nest, but like, the fact that they're just sitting there like, just preemptively mouth open waiting for a feed, just in case parent comes back, and they see parent, I don't know, they're like clamoring over each other because the nest is getting a little bit small. They're so cute. Anyways, so yeah, I had a really lovely time just getting to watch those birds grow up. Also, this is, again, my, like, what do you do on holiday? I visited several different supermarkets, and I got to eat my favorite breakfast cereal. My baby is Cheerios, and I brought a box home with me, because we don't have this kind of Cheerios in the UK, which I think is a real shame, because it's like, I think, honestly, one of the healthiest breakfast cereals that you can get, because it's literally just oats. There's no added sugar. I don't think it needs it. I've always loved the flavor of just plain old Cheerios, best of all of the Cheerios. And it's made with oats. It's gluten-free. Love that. The multi-grain Cheerios that they have here, guess what? It's wheat. I can't eat them. Great, thanks. They're also sugar-coated, which I'm middle-aged. I don't want that. I'm not averse to sugary things, but you know, I try and have things in moderation, which I feel like is the best that you can do. I looked up red-winged blackbird, and it does appear to be that, says Rex. Hell yeah! I've always loved a red-winged blackbird. As I say, we do get quite a lot of them in the little like Kettle Lakes and rivers and stuff near where my folks live. I've painted over this. Why is it still just absolutely blowing out the camera? I don't understand. I don't know how to fix this. I have tried, and everything that I've tried makes it worse. It's great. Also, I got to play Scrabble with my grandmother, and this was among the first lot of letters that I pulled, and I felt very seen. So, yay! I did not try to put it down because I feel like that would have been a very challenging conversation. But I enjoyed it. And had a lovely time besides. What else? Oh, yeah, certain members of the chat will be very happy to know that the YouTube video is in the works. And this is after I filmed myself squishing this bag of bags of milk. I didn't realize that I was still recording, and yeah, there was just I just recorded like 30 minutes of like driving in the car, having conversations with my mother, having an emotional breakdown in the house. Because I think I'd had a little bit too much sun, and I was feeling a little overwhelmed. And yeah, I just recorded that, so that all got deleted. Because there's no need for that. But yeah, I don't think I've never butt recorded quite that much before. So oops. Anyways, I did not review that footage because it was literally the inside of my pocket and people talking, and I don't intend ever to surreptitiously record people, so goodbye. What else can I tell you about my trip? Oh, the most important things to happen on the trip. Two of the most important things to happen on the trip. First of all, this is Dundas. Dundas is a dog who lives with us now. He's a very, very good boy, and he comes from Toronto. And he has a very, very good friend, and she is a very good girl as well. Her name is Getty B, because she's also from Toronto. I hope someone out there understands the references to why she's Getty B. Anyways, she's very special, and I love her very much. Rex says, but the important part is Mesh will get to see the bagged milk. Yes, indeed. Absolutely. My research journey has taken me far and wide in the... Tal says, rush! Gasp emoji. Yep, I will say that visiting the large city, I did pull up my Rush playlist, and I did listen to Rush. Also, hello, Tals. It's lovely to see you. But yes, this is Getty B, and she's very soft and very cozy and very lovely, and was a delightful traveling companion, and now she lives with us. Yay! She came from IKEA. Anyways, but yeah, what else? Oh, one day I had a really big salad. That was nice. Shoot! I was supposed to... crap! I was supposed to stir... I've got... because it's hot weather right now, I've got salads galore. We're eating, like, nothing but salads. There's a salad in the fridge that I was supposed to stir on our last break, and I forgot to stir the salad. So, when the next break comes, I have to go to the kitchen and give the salad a stir. It's very important that I do this. It is fundamental to having a nice time today that I stir our salad. Anyways, also I rode the subway a lot, and I rode the trams a lot, and both of these things make me really happy, because I am a nerd. I lost probably about 6 exposures of film photo, because it turns out that it wasn't winding on correctly. That was incredibly stressful, and I felt sad, and yeah, I don't actually know what I lost, because I don't remember what I took photos of, but it's very sad, because I'm pretty sure they would have been good if they had worked. Also, we discovered that there is a brand of protein bar that has the same name as my moderator/spouse. That's right, moderator/spouse protein bars. And I am slightly sad that they're not available in the UK because I bought one at a health food store and I brought it home and we tried it and it was actually pretty tasty. Like, it still had that, like, chalky, powdery aftertaste that protein bars usually do, but, like, it was, honestly, for something that somehow had, like, no sugar in it, surprisingly nice. It was just kind of, yeah, I can tell this is, like, a healthy chocolate treat, but it still kind of tastes like a chocolate treat. It's hitting the spot for me a little bit. It was okay. And, yeah, I can't buy it, so sad. Anyways, what the heck else did we do? I don't know. I bought a single ball of wool, which I'm very excited to get to use. I took some I've got a ton of rolls of film that I need to go get developed, and I also found, God, this is one of the most aesthetic moderator/spouse flavored protein bars, this Cloak and Coffee. It was fudge brownie flavored, but it was named after my moderator/spouse. Some protein bars are tasty. I do genuinely rate the Bear Bells ones that I get are pretty decent. Specifically the Choco Caramel ones. Not sponsored, but I think they're okay. But okay, this I think is one of the most aesthetic subway stations I've been to. I just love this. I think there's a real Canadian design sensibility to the way that it looks in ways that I cannot accurately describe. Also, hello, Cloak and Coffee. Welcome in. I hope you're well. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. I can't articulate what I mean when I say, like, Canadian design hits in a certain way, but this just looks Canadian to me. Like this font, the tile work, the sort of, I don't know, 70s, 60s, 70s vibe of it. This says the place I'm from for some reason. And I love it. I love this sort of weird off-green, sort of mottled colored tiles in, like, this diamond pattern. I just think they're so good. I even just took a picture of the tiles because I think they're so good. This is very normal. This is definitely not a special interest. I definitely didn't drag us to this neighborhood just so I could visit the subway station because I thought that the subway station was cute. But, like, look, it's cute! Anyways. I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about, the design stuff of the, Toronto subway. And its weird, like, inconsistencies, but it's that aesthetic inconsistencies in a really weird, interesting way. Because, I mean, there's aesthetic inconsistencies in terms of, like, London tube stations as well, but there's also a certain amount of consistency across them in a way that Toronto does not have. It's very incoherent, and I kind of might... I arrive at the conclusion that I don't really want them to make them coherent because I don't want them to have to pick an aesthetic because I think all of the aesthetics are kind of good. Even the ones that are kind of ugly, I like. Anyways. Enough about that. I have to actually paint, so I'm gonna do that. Sorry I kind of got a little tangential there for a bit, but so it goes. You know how it goes when I start talking and thinking about things. It turns out I have more things to say about them. I'm going to attempt to... Oh, there's not very much of this yellow gold stuff left. Uh-oh. Because I was going to use this for the floor specifically. Well, I think we'll be okay. This is just a blob of quinacridone gold that I had put on my palette for unrelated previous projects, and it was just sitting there being dry because this paint's fancy and I'm not just gonna... I don't want to waste it. But I think this color works really well for this character. So I've used it as my underpainting here as well as As well as I'll use it to actually paint in the... Ooh, okay, so that line's ever so slightly on the piss, but let's just ignore that, because Curve wants to know more about tea. Unfortunately, I'm not drinking tea today, but let me tell you about the tea that I would have made if I was drinking tea. In fact, oh shoot, there's a cup of tea. There's a cup of tea in the kitchen that I forgot that I had made. When it's as hot as this, it's honestly probably advisable to not even... But now this is contrary advice for me because I'm not a big cold brewer, but to be honest, I think this is exactly the time of weather when it's like a gazillion degrees inside your house to cold brew your tea and just not have hot tea, because boiling the kettle left me with a sheen of sweat on my face that has not gone away in the last 4 hours. But I do have a cup of tea brewing in the kitchen as a result that I should probably have gotten on the last break. Never mind. But cold brewing, if you ain't familiar, is like the easiest way to make tea because you don't even have to boil the kettle. You just take cold water, you put the quantity of tea that you want to into it, and you just leave it in the fridge for... Honestly, some tea I find is pretty well infused within like 10 minutes. Other ones you can leave it for hours and hours and hours because like it's not going to extract as quickly and as strongly as it does in hot water, and it's not going to go bitter in the same way as well. So it can sit for quite a few many hours and stay nice and smooth, which is really delightful. And love that for us. So yes. And that just works, says Carb. Yeah. It's still cold water still infuses the tea, it just does it over a much longer period of time. So you will get, sort of a robustly flavored and smooth brew in like 8 hours instead of, like a couple minutes. But yeah, you can just cold brew your tea. It's the same with cold brew coffee. You put the water and the thing you're infusing together, and you just let them hang for some hours until you're ready to drink it. It's great. Personally, I've got a fruit tea on its way. It will be eventually a strawberry and pomegranate tea. And I'm doing a strawberry and pomegranate tea because I like it. It's a very pleasant flavor combo. And I know some people get very particular about not referring to like teas that don't have black tea in them as tea. I don't care. I don't care. It's tea. It's tea. If I'm infusing leaves, it's tea to me. I do not care. I'm not calling it an herbal infusion. That sounds... The thing about herbal infusion, it's like, oh, already I'm having an herbal infusion. That sounds like marketing speak. You know what I mean? I don't speak like a marketer. Therefore, I call it tea. If you want, and, just ask me what kind of tea. It's black tea, or it's green tea, or it's lemon and ginger tea. I don't care. Anyways. So those are my spicy thoughts. You're welcome. And now I'm going to do that fun thing that they like to put in the foreground of quite a few Silksong and Hollow Knight environments, which is just some kind of drippy... Sometimes it's drips of moth, sometimes it looks... moss, rather. Sometimes it's like... It looks to be some kind of torn cloth. Sometimes it's probably some kind of inky substance that's kind of dripped down. Sometimes it's crystals. But I think it makes a nice kind of foregrounding element, whatever it may be. And I'm hoping that it will kind of make this piece feel a little bit more come back together, especially if I kind of really cover up the corners. So the piece feels a little bit more composed, a little more staged, a little more like it has borders. Yeah, that's fun, and it's a little asymmetric. I like it. Okay, cool. I might also just do, now that I'm thinking of it, just a little extra glaze over the kind of underfloor segment here. Because obviously I've done this kind of gold on top of the floor. Just this little bit underneath. Doobie-doobie-doo. Anyways. Okay. Hell yeah. I think this is gonna look fun. I think this is looking fun. I'm hoping that the sort of the murky greenish grayish yellowishness of the background will really make the two figures in the foreground pop, because there's a lot of like goldy yellowiness happening with this little guy, and then there's a lot of like red obviously with Hornet's poncho. So yay. I think it's gonna be cute. Do I want to risk peeling the masking fluid right now? I don't know. Because now I'm scared too. Maybe we'll let that dry for a minute, and while that's drying, I'm going to look. Oh, that's an interesting smell. Sorry, there's a smell wafting in from outside, and I'm not sure if it's something good or something bad. Hold please. Okay, yeah, no, I think that's a barbecue and not a fire. We're good. Honestly, just checking. Because it could be either, but wouldn't be surprised if it was a barbecue, because it is 100 million degrees outside, and people like barbecuing when the weather is hot out, because it means that you're not heating up your house, but you still get to have cooked food, and cooked food is safer. Anyways. Alright, I'm on Trobio's page, so I can have a little look at Trobio's little fight stage. I love, okay, there's, okay, go away, little Bannerad, but, please enjoy. Please enjoy. This screen cap is so good. Look at his little explosion. Will you not blow? You get the idea. He's being fabulous. I love him so much. And again, I don't think I want too many features happening in the background of his little stage situation. There is kind of a stage scene setting, I notice, in the background of like the Trobio boss fight, so I might attempt that just a little bit. But we'll see. I'll start with just some grayishness. Some shadow, maybe some like maybe slightly purplish gray, maybe slightly purple gray. I've added a tittle bittle of purple. I'm having to be a little more careful, because I do find that sometimes this pastel paint that I underpainted with, it does sometimes want to lift, which I don't love. So trying to not relift it, because that would be not ideal. I've just added some more gray to this, because I felt like it wasn't dark enough. Okay. Anyways. Can't believe I forgot to check on my salad. It is absolutely salad week. I'm having coleslaw for dinner tonight. Tomorrow I'm having fruit salad. Yesterday we had pizza, but the day before that we had bean salad. And the day before that we had tomato salad. And I was going to make 2 salads today, in fact, but I felt like there was enough of the one salad that we can just gorge ourselves on cabbage and probably be fine. I guess we'll soon find out. I don't know. Now I'm nervous. Anyways, how's everyone else? How's the weather where you are? I hope it's fine. I hope you're coping. Cause I'm not. I'm okay. But it is definitely quite warm here. Like woof. But yeah, what else did I do while I was away that I can report on? Visited a lot of subway stations because I'm boring like that. Tried not to be an annoying problem, but was probably an annoying problem most of the time, as a consequence of me and my stupid interests. I did. Okay. Older viewers may remember why this is silly. I did. Sorry. Wait. It is warm again, says Tals. I hate it so much. I'm having a terrible time. But hi, it's me and an ocean sunfish. It's only a model, but I was still very excited to meet it. Did you know that the ocean sunfish can release up to 3 million eggs when it spawns? Exclamation mark egg in the chat to learn that. Did you know that the ocean sunfish, while an adult ocean sunfish can get up to 4 meters long, from end to end of fin to fin, their babies are they're tiny. Baby ocean sunfish are like this big, and they grow to up to 4 meters long. From this little Rice Krispie that I could hold in my hand. Can you believe to learn to know? That is crazy to me. Nature is wild. I love the ocean sunfish so much. The beautiful mola mola, my giant friend, they're so chill. They just float around, having a good time, and occasionally making babies. I love them. Freddie says Antwerp is too hot right now, but at least there was at least a cool breeze. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that you are also too hot. I send cooling vibes and hopefully an imminent reduction in temperature to you across the channel. I hope it chills out for you, because ugh, yucky. Unlike this adult millennial, so I don't know what to like. There's a whole bunch of these brands now. This is Hip Hop, not sponsored. I haven't seen the Supergirl movie. But yeah, I think this is tasty enough, and what I do like about it is that there isn't any like stevia or anything in it. There's just like a small amount of fruit juice, but then also some fiber, natural flavorings, blah blah blah, carrot juice, which I assume is there for color, Madagascan vanilla extract, sweet. And then there's like this entire thing has like a teaspoon of sugar, which is fine as far as I'm concerned. Especially since it also has that much fiber. So, yay, my tummy loves it. Anyways, okay. Can I continue working? Yeah, I think I can continue working on this. Okay, cool. All right. So, it is chat, it's time. Are you excited? I'm excited. Also, I feel Freddie mentioned a cool breeze, and I can feel a bit of a breeze coming in the window. I feel like maybe if it's not cooling down out there, it's at least breezing out a little bit, which is really nice because it's very stuffy in the studio right now. It does get quite hot in here. The only light that I have on currently in the studio is directly above me, and I've also got the curtains as closed as I can to keep the sun off. So yeah. Fun stuff. Oh boy, I keep doing this. I've had like a number of things lately that I will just have like outsized amount of like catastrophic anxiety over, and then it turns out that they're entirely fine. And I'm sure that like having the electrician round to like do whatever it is the electrician needs to do with our house tomorrow will be fine, but I am just having a terrible time. Mostly because I just did not have enough time to prepare. I would have loved to just like, you know, having a person around to the house, I kind of want to just be able to clean and tidy the house from top to tail, and I can't do that. Because I didn't have time and it was literally too hot to do much in the way of any manual labor. Like, I cooked a meal. That's about all I had in me, physically, for the last few days. You know, like, I went out to the shop at 2 p.m. yesterday and got some groceries. And that was kind of it for being physical, because it was like 35 degrees. Anyways. So yeah, pass. Having a terrible time. Katie says it's 62 degrees F here, which is 16.6 Celsius. That sounds so good. Oh, Katie, I love that for you. I hope you're having a wonderful time with that. That sounds delightful. That's awesome. Okay, I need to get my tab open with my picture of the thick and fentanyl. I think I need to just find an actual picture of them. I should check and see what they're, before I have to write a caption for like when I post it to the Discords and stuff. I should probably see gender. They don't have one. Okay, so I'm hoping that they them is fine. I'm hoping in that case that they them is fine. If it's not fine, if they go by other pronouns, I will correct myself. Anyways, but yeah, I do try. So, occasionally when I first meet a character in one of these games, I have on occasion gotten someone's pronouns wrong when I first meet a character, and I always feel really bad about that. I had a few people say to me like, "Hey, like the main character is like doesn't have a gender," and I'm like, I know, but I don't know, when I say little guy, it's very much not a gendered thing to me. Like, I would refer to myself as a little guy, and I don't consider myself like a man at all. But I'm just a little guy. The little guy, gender neutral. I hope that's fine. But yeah. Anyways, we also had rain, which is a relief compared to 82, which was Tuesday. Ah, you got the rain, Katie. Love that for you. Because yeah, ew. The weather is ew. Anyways, okay. I'm gonna attempt to do some coloring in. I feel like I should maybe should I clean my paint water? So my paint water is very a sludge fest right now. I'm wondering if I should clean this down before I color in like the nice sort of yellowy goldy bits of the Sentinel here. I'm thinking I might want to do that. Okay, I'm gonna replace this real quick. I'll be back in just a second. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so yeah, one of the things that I am kind of doing more in this this season of Hollow Knight Art Month is like how shall I say, using more like bolder, more saturated colors in places. Possibly more so than in canon in some areas, whereas previously I leaned a lot on just bluish gray and bluish gray and bluish gray because there's so much bluish gray in Hollow Knight, right? And I wanted to kind of break from that. So like I've used the colors here are a little bit more full on than they are in the base game. And I hope that's okay. And then for this piece, I really lent into the colorful bits of like Nail Master Oro and his house, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So I want to really bring the sort of the beautiful goldiness, and I just thought that if I had like a sludge fest of a paint water cup, it might muddy that a bit, because it was between the sort of purpley red, the reddish purple, and then the come on brain, and then the like sludgy sort of greenish gray. Here it was just kind of being gray, and I didn't really want to muddy down this absolutely stunning gold paint, because this is such a good color just in and of itself. I love it. I think it's so pretty. And so I really wanted to try and be able to use it to its fullest effect for little Senti here, which is their name now. They probably don't like that. I should probably call them by their full name. Second Sentinel. Sorry. Thori. Just my wanting to give everybody a cute little nickname. But I will not do it if they mind, obviously, because I am a respectful individual. Anyways. When we break again, I will go get myself an additional beverage as well, because oh my god, I am so not hydrated enough today. Sometimes when the weather's hot for a really long time, I struggle to stay hydrated, just because, like, I have no appetite because it's hot out, but then drinking just like a ton of like watery fluids without eating enough solid food alongside, I just start to get queasy, because I guess my tummy is just full of nothing but liquids, and it's like, you know, it's like an ocean in there, and it's making me seasick. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Freddie says, I once met a person who had lived and worked in the Kalahari Desert, 40 degrees C and up on the daily, and he said he loved the heat of it. I think he is the craziest person I've ever met that's saying something. Oh, yeah, that sounds brutal. That sounds absolutely brutal. I would not enjoy that at all, but some people do. But I think it also helps if the desert is probably a dry heat, so you're not being like, you're not swimming through a humidity soup. And I think that helps, personally. The humidity definitely makes it feel a lot worse, because you can feel like a thickness in the air. Like, you step outside and you're like, the air feels thick and heavy and static, and it's just kind of sitting there, and it clings to your skin, and then you sweat, but because it's like there's just 100% humidity hanging in the air, it never evaporates off your skin, so you're just sticky and wet and hot all at once. It's terrible. Rex says, Kirsty joked about it enough that the name stuck for me. I think acclimation also helps, says Rex. Yes, that is another problem that we have in the UK, is it's incredibly difficult to acclimate to the hot weather, because it arrives in bursts. We don't have just like consistently very hot weather over a protracted period of time. We will have, you know, like, okay, 15 degrees, 16 degrees, 16 degrees, 18 degrees, 29 degrees, 31 degrees, 32 degrees, 32 degrees, 29 degrees, 21 degrees, 19 degrees, you know, like, it goes like that, where you just have like a burst where it's really uncomfortably hot, and then it's not again. And it's like, I think that's also partially why people will get sick. Because like, it's Katie says, dry heat definitely allows for perspiration in ways that moist / wet / humid heat does not. Yeah, exactly. It sucks when it's humid. Freddie says, dry heat is still better, but everything above 25 is too warm for me. Give me cold and snow any day. Me too, Freddie. I feel that. I confess, I think I was the only person who was, but the last time I visited my you know, country of birth, Canada, during the winter holiday period, I was thriving. Went out for a lovely walk on an incredibly cold day. But the thing is, it was incredibly cold, and the sun was out, and there were incredibly high winds, and I was just having a lovely time. I was enjoying myself greatly in that weather, and the people who had agreed to go for a walk with me were not. They were having a terrible time. Tal says, 2 weeks ago our daytime high was 10 degrees C. 2 days ago it was 30 C. That's too extreme. That's too extreme, and I hate that. It sounds amazing, says Freddie. It was great. I loved it. But yeah, that is way too extreme. Like, how it is, how, like, you can't acclimate to that. It's too different. You need to get some consistency, you know? Come on. Okay, I'm gonna... Almost done with the gold paint. I think we just need to color in this guy's little butt. And based on the drawing, I definitely made the butt a little bit more bootylicious than it is in the game, but hey. That's fine. This is fan art. It's not a sprite sheet. It doesn't need to be 100% accurate, and my sketchies never will be. I try my very best to at least make the characters look fairly in proportion with whatever proportions they are in game. That's about as much as I can hope for, I think. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of this. Coming down, hello, welcome in, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you, welcome, welcome. We are just, as one does, having a little complaint about the weather. We have 30 C a week ago, and now it's 8 degrees C. Oh my god! We've had 30 degrees C pretty much like Monday through Thursday. I think Sunday was quite hot as well. Saturday was quite hot. Friday last week was quite hot. I don't know about before that because I was away. But it's been hot since I got back last Friday from my visit to Canada, and it has just been hot the entire time that I've been back. It's supposed to be going down tomorrow, and then it's going to be back down to like, I think maybe like 23 degrees over the weekend or something, which is going to be such a blessed relief. But yeah, really wild swings in the weather that we've apparently many of us been having in various directions. Which is super fun, and I love that for us, and there's definitely nothing bad or wrong about it. Yay! Wow! I am stealing a little bit of brown from my Frog and Toad palette, just to kind of brown down the little blades, instruments, little handheld doodads that this guy uses for their little weapons. I don't know what these are, but I think that they're a fun shape. And I think they were slightly challenging to draw, because trying to brain out what's happening with shapes like this is not always my forte. But it was fun to try and figure out. Hey Pigeon, welcome in. I'm painting. Yes, I certainly am. I hope you're well. It's lovely to see you. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. I am drawing and painting these funky little... I'm not sure what they are. Little blade things that this friend uses as their weapon of choice. It does look like we probably do a fight with this character based on the screenshots I've seen. Again, trying to avoid spoilers, hence the pinned comment today, because I haven't encountered this little buddy in game yet, but I just think they're so stinking cute that I was very happy to get to paint them. Hello, Huggy, welcome in, how are you doing? It's lovely to see you as well. Welcome, welcome. Hi, friends. I hope you're having a lovely time. Okay. I think there's also some gray, and then sort of some, so their arms are kind of gray-ish. So I'm just picking up just a tiny amount of my neutral tint to paint their arms in gray. And then they've got this little cloak thing, which I think I've kind of done slightly the wrong shape, but whatever. The rest of it is just behind them, okay? It all makes sense. It's fine. I can tell you what weapon this is if you want. No, thank you! That's quite alright. I appreciate it, but also I am on a voyage of self-discovery. I haven't done this bit of the game, so, I'm just kind of letting this portion of it wash over. I'm letting this artwork wash over me and not worrying too much about whether or not any of it is like 100% perfectly accurate, because whatever. I'm just slightly off. I just want this little feather in their cap to be slightly off-white. So just pulled a little bit of gray up for that. Because it looks to be white adjacent, but just slightly off-white, so that'll do. But thank you for the offer. I be lurking while fishing in game, says Huggy. Ooh, have fun. But yeah. Oh man, you know what? I've got just a bunch of like panic cleaning to do tonight, but guess what I'm also going to be doing? That's right, I'm going to be heading back to my stupid Tomodachi Life Island thing. An ad break is starting soon, says Sari, but where's my little ad break heads up display? Because it's not coming. But supposedly an ad break is imminent. Assuming that's true, I'm gonna take a little ad break. I'm just gonna I don't normally I have a little warning from Twitch to tell me that there's an ad imminent in 3 minutes. I don't have that, so I don't know if the ad is going to happen. But Freddy says, please don't forget to stir the salad. I will most definitely be stirring the salad. But before I do that, I'm going to head out for a little break and hope that it's correct that an ad break is running. And if an ad break doesn't run, then, well, congratulations. You didn't have to see ads, and I love that even more for you. But I am going to take a little break to stir my salad, and I'll wait and see whether or not the ads start to run. I'm sorry if you do have to see them, but you're not going to miss anything except the BRB screen, because I'm going to be stirring my salad and getting an additional drink, because I'm always run out of this one. So BRB. Okay, salad done. Hello. Lovely to see you back again. Hello. There were ads. But you didn't miss anything. I literally saw that, oh, ads are running, okay, bye. And then popped up the BRB screen, if you did get ads. Sorry about that. Anyways, I have stirred my coleslaw. It has shrunk since I originally made it. Did not account for the fact that it always kind of wilts and cooks slightly when it sits for a while. For the record and just for information, this is a vinaigrette coleslaw, by the way. I don't mind a creamy coleslaw, but I find a lot of the creamy coleslaws in this country, especially the ready-made ones, just feel so gloopily mayonnaise-y that I find it unpleasant. Like, it has to be, if it's gonna be mayonnaise, it's gotta be like a tiny amount of mayonnaise. But then there's not enough seasoning. So I really prefer a vinaigrette coleslaw if I have to choose. And I do choose a vinaigrette coleslaw. Anyways, I was very pleasantly surprised to find when I was in Canada, actually. We went to like a burger place for dinner because they served poutine, and I wanted to have poutine. And so we went to a burger place that did poutine as like a side. So I got the poutine and I got a side of coleslaw with it, and it was vinaigrette coleslaw, and it was very good, and I was very happy. Because also, I'm middle-aged, and my meals feel incomplete if they don't have a vegetable. So there you go. Anyways, Q2's hello. Q2 says, Sammy, I missed you. I missed you too. I hope Canada was great. And I hope you got all the bag milk footage, including a bag milk popsicle. And by the way, your face is cute. Okay, bye. No, you. Also, bagged milk activity definitely did happen in great abundance. I was genuinely scared that I was going to get kicked out of a supermarket for filming all of the bagged milk stuff. Oh man, the number of times I was trying to film something and like not get any people in the shot, because I don't want people in the shot, and people don't want to be in my shop when they're just going grocery shopping, and someone would just like walk into the shot and I'd be like, oh, okay, never mind. So fun. Anyways, but yes, is mayonnaise an instrument? It's definitely something, Q2s. Freddie says, I always put half mayo and half low-fat yogurt if I make mayo dressing. That is, I think, the best way to do it. Because the yogurt, I find the yogurt on its own is a little bit, there's like something missing in terms of like richness and seasoning. But then mayonnaise on its own is too full on. I do like mayonnaise in some contexts, like certain types of creamy dressing that have mayo in them. Or, like a nice homemade mayo for dipping my chips. Love it. Delicious. Delightful. Wonderful. Excellent accoutrement for a thing of frites. But but just a whole bunch of it with like half a cup of shredded cabbage hiding in there someplace. No, no, that is an unpleasant mouth surprise. So I think the mayo yogurt combo is peak mayo dressing content. It's best of both worlds. You've got the richness and the flavorsomeness, but also the tang from the yogurt and the less richness. Love it. Anyways, mayo is a whole experience. Here says Freddie, we even have laws about it. You have laws about your mayonnaise? I mean, that's probably good, but I never would have. I don't even know what those would be. Anyways, Q2 says supermarket announcement, weirdo in the bag milk aisle probably. Oh jeez, yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. It's kind of a long story. It's for a YouTube video. Anyways, but yeah, I always felt there's a lot of filming that I do in public spaces. And it's filming that I try to do, like, I'm not the kind of person who's gonna get up at like 5 a.m. to like film stuff, because I can't do that. But I always worry that I'm gonna seem like skeevy, or, you know, sort of like security's gonna be like, hey, stop doing that, when I'm filming in public. Meanwhile, I am the politest little bean just trying to get B-roll for an extremely autistic video about a niche topic, and just trying really hard not to get any footage that, you know, anyone could be upset about me filming. But also this is very much for, like, you know, not major commercial purposes. So, I'm not gonna, like, seek a license to film, because usually that involves like a fee, and that's for, you know, like, I'm shooting a film, or I'm, you know, we're filming like an advert or something like that, is when you get like the licenses to film in places. There's actually an area of Toronto that I was going to visit because they had a little like street food stand that sells nothing but gluten-free tarts, and their butter tarts are apparently very, very good. And I was gonna go to there just to get the butter tarts, but also it's a really beautiful area. And I decided not, and there's like a lot of like shops and restaurants there. And I decided not to, because when I was looking up what else was there on their website, they have an entire section of like photography and what's permitted and what's not permitted and blah blah blah. And I think it's largely because a lot of people do like wedding photo shoots and that kind of thing, or might want to use it as like a filming location if you're filming for like TV or film or that kind of thing, because there's a lot of historic buildings there, so it's probably useful for that as a filming location. Meanwhile, I would just be, you know, getting B-roll of a city I'm visiting for possibly a YouTube video and possibly just for me. And I was like, no, I don't want to risk having someone coming up and being like, you can't film here because you don't have a license. And they seemed really scary about it. So I was like, also that area is quite bougie and touristy, apart from the gluten-free butter tart. So I was like, pass. So we just didn't go there. Anyways, but yeah, I probably am too neurotic about, like, being scared about not being able to film someplace where I'm filming, because generally I don't do it that often, and, you know, like, I think most places recognize, okay, you're just, like, taking a picture for the gram, ain't you? But still, like, I do film everything on my phone, so, you know. I mean, I do also have a film camera with me, because I am a film photographer. I don't post my photography online nearly often enough these days, but I used to, and some of it's pretty darn good. Anyways, and I don't say that very easily, because I don't like saying nice things about myself, so there you go. Anyways, Q2 is so excited for the video. I hope it lives up to the hype. I don't know if it will be. It's gonna be an adventure. There's a lot more to it than meets the eye. Freddie says, okay, this is mayonnaise. It needs a certain fat and egg percentage. Hellmann's is not allowed to call itself mayo here. Oh, I love that. That's amazing. Q2 says, should have just told them Q2's from Europe to ask me to do this. They'd have understood. I'm sure they would, honestly. Excuse me, Mr. Manager, would it be alright if I filmed the bagged milk sitting on the shelf, please? Yup. Just for funsies. Katie says, the whole needing a permit to film somewhere feels like we've got a whole film crew and a bunch of actors and security and stuff. Yes, exactly. And I mean, in that case, it makes sense, because you don't want a film crew rocking up and effectively shutting down your shopping center without having informed you in advance that they were going to be effectively shutting down your shopping center. You know what I mean? That's bad. But I still get real paranoid. There was a time when I was at, if you've ever been to Moorgate Station in London, there's this one platform that has an historic roundel, which, well, rather a squaredle, because it's actually like it's a square that's like on the wonk, so it's like a diamond shape, with a different type font for the name. And that's very exciting to me as a little piece of like weird history, because it's the only station in London that still uses the like diamond shaped squaredle. And so I find it very, very cool. And I went to there specifically to see that and to take some nice film photos of it. And a member of staff came up to me and was like, and he's like, "Excuse me, ma'am, are you lost? Where are you trying to go?" And I was just like, "Oh no, I'm actually just here to see this really neat sign." And then we just had a really nerdy chat about like weird signs on the London Underground. But I was like, "Oh God, am I in trouble?" And this like member of staff came up to me, and he was chill, it turned out, but I was so scared that he was gonna be like, "Yeah, you can't film here," and make me leave. Anyways. Rex says, what you do is you buy a bag of milk and you put it in word spots for your B-roll. Oh, so you have mostly B-roll of it on a shelf, but occasionally cut to it in a tree for a few seconds. Man, why didn't I put it in a tree? I'm so mad I didn't think of it. I don't want to tell you how I filmed milk bags or what of milk bags I filmed, because I don't want to spoil my own video, because I want you to watch my video. I have a YouTube channel, by the way. I probably should have put a link to it at some point. Anyways, nearly went on a mahusive ramble to my mother about what I learned when I made my cream video. Had to restrain myself. I don't know if they know I have a YouTube channel. And that's probably for the best. My family are very proud of me. And they're wonderful, and I love them very much. But I don't know if they just think that my YouTube content is weird and stupid and not get it. Sammy should have hired us as creative directors, not gonna lie. That implies that I have a budget, Q2s. I have no money. I can't afford to hire anybody. This is a one person show. I do everything. I just don't acknowledge the weird locations since Rex. Oh jeez, I'm just gonna not say more about what I did or didn't do for this video, because I don't wanna spoil it. I don't want to spoil what I did do. What I did. What I do da. I don't wanna. I'm also wondering if I made that. There's a little shape on Second Senti's dude, and I think I need to fix the shape. I think I did the shape a bad. Katie says hiring staff for anything implies a semblance of a budget, and I sure ain't got it. I pay myself nothing. I earn nothing. I do have, in addition to the small amount of income that I'm very grateful for, and thank you everyone for, whether it's just sitting through ads or subbing or bits or like whatever, or the Hollow Knight Art Month extra special new sticker that I put up in the sticker section for giggles. Has anyone found it yet? I don't know. Anyways, I made a new sticker for this month because it felt appropriate. But what was I gonna say? I do have a Patreon as well. If you want to see mostly sketches, mostly like artwork that I don't post anywhere else, and occasionally a video. Sometimes it's like a further exploration of a topic. Sometimes it is outtakes from a video that I've done. Sometimes it's just like, here's 10 minutes of relaxing footage of me visiting an aquarium set to, soothing music that I have a license to use. It's like whatever. But all of that budget pretty much goes towards like a very small amount of expenses because it's not very much. Being able to afford to make more merch, largely, I think, and additional art supplies that I need to get. So yeah, that's my budget. It doesn't even cover all of my living expenses, let alone the living expenses of like staff that I could hire. I can't do that. So, yay, here we are. Okay. Nice thick coating of our quinacridone gold. My wisdom is free, says Rex. That's very laudable of you. Financially it may not be wise, but morally I think it's lovely of you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us. I appreciate it. Okay. I hope this painting is okay and not too fugly. I do. I'm just coloring in Hornet's little needle. Her little fighty implement. Doo-doo-doo. Okie dokie. And there she is. How lovely. Okay. Now I just have to do all of the line weight and stuff, and then I think we're done, because I don't really want to do that much more else with the background or anything, because, I don't have that much time left. It's already, geez, yeah, I don't have that much time left, because we are getting not far from when I would normally be ending this stream, so here I go. Here I go. And here I go again. Girls, what's my weakness? Men! And women and non-BDs. Anyways. I strive to be like my hero, the dog of wisdom, says Rex. What a wonderful hero to have. It's a doggy. Anyways. Definitely smells like somebody's barbecuing out there. I really hope that it's a barbecue and not a fire. I will say that. Because, obviously. Anyways. Okay. Also, oh wow, it's, I swear it's getting even hotter in here. I am so sweaty. I want to take a cold shower and then sit in front of a fan for a while after this. I am so warm right now. And I'm definitely not hydrating fast enough. Anyways. Also, definitely masking fluided off too much area here compared to the, like, width of this guy's leg, which is, as with so many of the legs in this game, very, very skinny legs. Those legs must be hiding a surprising abundance of muscle, I feel like, just to be holding up this this body, you know. Like it feels like that feels like a lot. But hey, good job, you know. Likewise, very strong little arms, but I do really like this aesthetic of the, like, super skinny limbs. I think it's very, I mean, obviously it's very bug-like, but it's also just very, very cool. Because some of these creatures definitely look more like bugs than others. Some of them just look like funky little people. But I like this guy. I think they're neat. Their little booty, which I did not, my brush skipped a little there, so they are extra curvaceous because I gave them they've got a little butt there. Oops. But also, you know, let's just pretend that was deliberate. I think that they look beautiful. And I think they should feel very good about themselves. And how lovely they look. Their little cloaky thing. Anyways, once again, as previously mentioned, I know basically nothing about this character, and I do not wish to be informed. As per the pinned comment, who is this? I don't know them. I don't know them yet, but I look forward to. I look forward to knowing them because they seem really cute and fun. And I think that's going to be a fun journey for myself and my little friend Hornet. Okay, my moderator slash spouse is home, so I'm going to quickly go say hello to him. I'll be back in just a second. Please enjoy this extremely janky unfinished painting. Hi, babe. There's coleslaw, which I ended up only making one salad because it was really, really full. And then it kind of wilted down, but it's less full now. So I'm wondering if I might want to chop some fish fingers in the air fryer to have on the side. Is that okay? No. Oh, I'll do that then. Give it a kiss. Okay. I'm gonna finish this painting. And I'm gonna love you with my whole heart. Yeah! Everybody, I'm back. Hello. Katie says, well, I also know nothing about this character, so I can't spoil anything. Thank you for the not spoiling, even if it's by default. Rex says, this one has expanded battery capacity, which is best stored low for a better center of mass. Ah, I see. That would explain the badonk. There we go. Anywho, I do think that they're... I hope I'm doing justice to how cute this character design is, because I do think that their design is very, very cute. They've got very cute eye shape as well. I think it just looks like... I'm trying to give it a little bit of a sort of, hi, I'm... let's have a fun time kind of vibe to the face as best as I can, which is, you know, it's a challenging considering that there's not that much to the face at all, but hopefully they look like they're, hi, let's have a fun time. This is sparring for fun times. Because these two are friends in my uninformed headcanon. They might be like, I hate you, and I'm going to defend something or whatever. Blah, blah, blah lore that the artist doesn't know about yet. La, la, la. I have no idea. And that's the fun of it. In this case. Obviously, doing Trobio for Dream No More prompt is just me being an absolute little scamp. For anyone who understands what Dream No More means in game. But unfortunately, I have a literature degree, so when I heard Dream No More, my brain just goes... Is that... Wait, that's not the line from Macbeth, is it? It's not the line from Macbeth, but it is very similar to a very well-known bit of that play. I'm not even... You know, I've never been a big Shakespeare... I've got a literature degree, not a big Shakespeare fan. It's one of those... In the same way that I'm not a big Beatles fan, it's one of those, like, I recognize the importance of this as, like, a piece of sort of historical media and its influence, but most of it's still not my favorite. I like some sonnet-y stuff. I like, what is it? Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. I like that one a lot. I think that's a great little numby. That it's delightful. It's better in the original Klingon, of course, but Klingons, of course, an absolute bunch of like. You know the new Star Trek Academy show that is being canceled after 2 seasons? which was announced I think right after the first season, which just makes me so sad because I've seen the first like chunk of it. I haven't seen the whole season that's out yet, but I've seen the first chunk of it and I really liked it. Even the ones that other people were like, this episode was just okay. It's taking time to find its footing. I'm like, I don't care. I think this is fun. I like the characters. Some of it does feel a little bit young people-y to me, but like, what else do I expect? That's exactly what I expect. But like, people complaining about like the Klingon character not being Klingon enough, blah blah blah, because he's like a med student and he's like a gay fella and they hate that, and I'm like, excuse me, Klingons have always been the theater gays of Star Trek, you know. They love Shakespeare and opera and stuff. They are dramatic, theatrical nerds. I'm sorry to say, but if you truly bought into their like warrior posturing being the only thing about their personalities and culture, boy, did you not watch the source media. Sorry. Anyways, that's my spicy take for the day. Speaking of spicy, I'm gonna take another sip of my beverage. If Katie says, if a Klingon is gonna be a gay med student anywhere, it's Starfleet. Yeah, exactly, yeah. And also, you know, I like when Star Trek, you know, presents like an alien race or whatever as having, you know, sort of a well-established idea of like what their culture is and what we understand about their culture and what's important to them as a people, but also recognizing that within that, like, within any culture and within any functioning society, you can't have everyone just be a straight ahead warrior. You have to have people who are medics and doctors and scientists and chefs and, you know, like midwives. Like, there are other jobs that have to exist. Someone has to work in waste management, you know? Like, all that stuff exists even if your society is predicated on the importance of being a warrior. Not everyone is going to just have warrior be the single entry on their CV. That doesn't make sense. You can't function as a society and all just be warriors. Some of you have to be, like, lawyers and stuff, and we know this. So getting to see a character who is a Klingon and comes from that, like, warrior-centric culture, but is like, I'm a doctor. Cool. Normal. I love it. Great. Pigeon says, a quote, Star Trek is so woke now. Meanwhile, the original series featured the first interracial kiss on primetime TV. It sure heckin' did, and I love it for that. Katie says, it might not be as glamorous as being a warrior, but warriors can't go anywhere if there's no starship. Yeah, exactly. They need, like, engineers and stuff, too. Warriors don't necessarily understand things like, you know, like aerospace engineering. Somebody has to study engineering in order for warriors to go into space. Like, and various branches of science. You know? Astrophysics, blah, 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 blah. This all has to come from someplace. Some people have to, you know, some people are just going to be like philosophers. That's important too. It's silly to suggest that that's not the case, you know? And I realize that, like, sometimes I think that the series, the franchise as a whole, is kind of guilty of that as well. That sort of, like, planetary monolith where, like, oh, everyone on this planet is like this. And it's like, well, I recognize that for the ease and convenience of storytelling, you kind of arrange it in that way, but you've also got to kind of allow for the fact that, like, you know, there are people who exist within that culture who don't necessarily have that one job. Like, again, there are going to be Ferengis who are, like, college professors, right? Somebody has to teach economics. They're not all going to be business people. It doesn't make sense. Some of them have to be, like, dentists, right? How else do they get their teeth looking like that? Pigeon says it's established that Klingons translated Shakespeare into their language, meaning there has to be Klingon actors. Yes, exactly. Exactly, yes. I mean, Klingon opera is a well-known genre in the franchise as well. So there's gonna be, like, opera houses, and singers, and dancers, and actors, and the theatrical tradition is alive and well, in that culture. The performing arts are a big deal to them. So, you know. Katie says I built an OC whose mom is a Klingon diplomat. 2 words most folks wouldn't put together, but still, exactly, yes, there have to be diplomats. You get it. Thank you. I just find it so silly and frustrating when people are very reductive like that, you know what I mean? Like, because it just doesn't make sense. We don't have... On Earth, we don't have, you know, like, single job cultures. Because it doesn't work like that. So, no. Pigeon says, I made many Star Trek characters, and one of them was a Klingon archaeologist. Oh, that's cool. I love them already. Hi, Rick Lane. Welcome in. It's lovely to see you. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen half pans. Ah, my beloveds. I'm not even using this palette today. It's just hanging out here, because I never bothered putting it away. But yeah, this is my Frog and Toad palette. I should probably put the colors in order so I don't mix them up. But anyways, hi, how are you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the follow, Brick Lane. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. And yeah, hi. I hope you're having a good one. I'm just wrapping up this little painting of a couple little buddies having a little nice time. I haven't. This is a character. That is a sunfish on the alert. Yes. Thank you for noticing the sunfish as well. This is actually a part of... So these characters come from a video game called Silksong, but I haven't actually played this part of the game, so I don't know who this character is yet. This guy in gold, I don't know them. So, I was just kind of guessing based on screenshots what I should paint. And please don't spoiler for this portion of the game, if you have played it. Because I'm not there yet, so I don't know. But I hope at least they're cute. Had a fun time doing it. I think this is basically done. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up and then maybe finish shading in the Trobio piece before I call it for the day, because I think we can go a little longer. But anyways, I hope you're well. How are you doing? Welcome in. Also, I begrudge so much. Spoiler: ending of the game will have the credits. Losses prickly. Gasp! That's fine. I'll allow it. Just this once. Anyways, here's little Senti, Second Sentinel for short, and this is their friend Hornet, who is they're gonna face off and have a friendly spar session, I assume, and everything is gonna be fine, and nothing is going to be sad in this game at all. We did it! Yay! So I'm gonna finish shading in the backdrop of this stage, I think. Speaking of dramatic theatrical so-and-sos, we have here the incredible... I love this pose so much. Look, Romeo! I love them so much. Fantastic. Okay. Gonna pull in a tittle bit more purple and a little bit more gray. And I think what I'll do here is, because what I kind of want to do is to have like a little spotlight on Trobio, but I think I'll just paint it in and then like and then take that section out. So if we just go over it as quickly as possible, and probably keep the background to an absolute minimum on this piece, partially for time reasons, because tomorrow's going to be a bit of a squid. This is tomorrow's prompt, which was Dream No More. Methought I heard a voice say, Dream no more. The night does murder dreams. Which is, of course, a paraphrasal of the famous play West Side Story. No, it's not. But I just thought I'd get a little bit silly with this one, because I wanted to do something a little bit silly. And it wouldn't be the first time this month I've done something a little bit silly with the prompt. There was, one of the prompts was simply the word vessel. And because vessel can mean a number of things, I took it to mean drinking vessel, and I did a little painting of Craig, I'm not sure how his name is pronounced, and Hornet at the Halfway Home Pub in Silksong, enjoying a little pint of one of his finest ales or whatever it is that he makes, because I thought that'd be cute. While she probably tells him all about what a terrible time she's been having on Sinners Road. Ah, Blue Flame Karakara, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. I hope you're having a lovely day. It's lovely to see you. How you doing? Vessel can mean a ship, a form of container, or blood vessel. Exactly, Bricklane. There's so many different possibilities. Bricklane says, I used to make my own watercolor paints. I make my own pigment. Ooh, sweet. Powder the binder, the whole nine. That is so cool. I wish I could do that. That's awesome. Is Maria from the West Side Story? I think so. I think Maria is West Side Story. I haven't seen West Side Story in like 20 years. I did see it staged in Stratford, Ontario, I believe. I think it was at the Stratford Festival. I think I went with my grandmother. I think we had a really nice time. Okay. Alright, we have kind of a weird, murky background. Good start. Oh yeah, you know the song Maria. Yeah, exactly. She's a girl from West Side Story. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Blue Flame Karakara says, I'm doing well. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good right now. I am very much overheating, but otherwise fine. It has been very hot this past week, where I am as you can tell by my accent, I'm from the United Kingdom. I've lived here for many years though, but it's very hot in the bit of the United Kingdom that I am in right now.
Attention!
Twitch
And
user
we've got
Sammy
a raid.
Kelch.
Oh, heck,
Shoppers.
gotta hydrate. I'm gonna take a sip and then I'm gonna welcome in the raiders. Hi everybody, welcome in. Fabu. Senpai, how was your stream? Thank you so much for the raid. Let me get a shout out for you in the chat. How are you? It's lovely to see you and welcome in to your lovely self and also to your raiders. Piskikati, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming on the raid. I'm trying to find Hybrid. Hello, welcome in, friends. How are you doing? It's lovely to see you. And hello, this is a very incomplete painting. This is a very complete painting. We finished this a few minutes ago. For anyone who's new here, hi. My name is Twitch user Sammy Kelch. I'm a variety streamer. I do cozy art streams on Mondays and Thursdays. I do cozy game streams on Fridays, and every once in a while on a Thursday if I'm feeling extra crispy. But in fact, I'm feeling melted today, so we're painting. I'm working on, this is tomorrow's prompt for the Hollow Knight Art Month challenge, which I am attempting to complete. I've only got 2.5 more paintings to do, so my goodness. It's going pretty all right. But what were you up to today? If, as always, as you know, we are an art tax optional stream. If there's anything that you would like to share with the class, I'd be very, very happy to share it. You're very welcome to whisper me a link. What was I going to say? If you just want to raid and run, if you're melting as much as I am and what have you, and you just want to raid and fade, or you don't have anything you feel like sharing today, that is also entirely fine. It's entirely up to you. But you're more than welcome to do so. Senpai says, I was working on a blue-tit cross-stitch day. Oh, that's so cute. And then we chatted about D&D. Oh, that sounds so nice and lovely and a wonderful time. Cross-stitch, I love it. Love it. Again, as I say, if there's anything you want to share, feel free, but absolutely no pressure whatsoever. So it's up to you. I will do a little more of this in the meantime. Just specifically kind of mottling out this area under the spotlight. Where I'd like there to be a little bit less paint. Because I'd like to try and make it clear that Trobio is illuminated. Because He's just a little theater guy. And so I'm just blotting it out. Anyways, I feel sorry for the UK. I've seen the weather forecast maps. We don't have it so hot here, fortunately. Oh, I'm so glad for you. It has not been pleasant. It's very soupy. Hybrid says, Hollow Knight Art Month. Hell yeah. It is one of the most special times of the year for us enjoyers of the Hollow Knight. And now also the Silksong. Now with added Silksong for the first time, which is also very, very exciting. Okay. All right. Got a bit of a spotlight going there. I don't know if it reads as spotlighty, but well, I tried. I might try and get just a little bit of a fade on it. And also just make sure that it's definitely doing its thing here. Okay, wizard. Good. With added Silksong, yay! And fiber, because I'm middle-aged and I need to stay regular. Bricklane says, I'm sorry for the King's Guard standing still under the hot weather. Oh, man. They should have summer uniforms if they don't. I don't know whether they do, but I feel like they ought to, because, like, woof, you know? Just like woof. It is very, very warm. And that's not a nice way to be. I would not want that to be my job, you know? So, just saying. I am messing with stuff, and I think I'm making it worse, but whatever. I think this is just going to be a messy stage background. That's okay. But as long as it's consistent, then hopefully it'll look alright. Well, it's very wet now, so it'll probably dry in funky and interesting ways, and that's always fun. So I'm probably glad I did that. I will maybe add some additional backgroundy elements as well anyways. We'll see. We'll see. See how we feel about it. Okay. Painted that in. The big foofy hat in this weather, says Katie. Oh, it sounds painful. It sounds so painful. I hate it. I hate it. Just no. Just no. I was actually having the opposite problem yesterday with my paint drying because I had the fan running in the room. I don't have the fan running right now because it's a little bit too noisy, I think, to have right next to my face while I'm streaming, so I'd rather not do that to y'all. But if you just come in on the raid and you're wondering what my artwork looks like when it's done, I can show you. And if you're wondering what my artwork looks like when it's not Hollow Knight art, because this is a very specific art style that isn't necessarily what I do the rest of the time. Let me just pop up a painting that is one that I did a little while ago, just in case you're curious. Find it. There we go. Okay. And where is it? There it is. Okay, yay! It's Whisper Link, yes please and thank you. I very much love to share it with the class. Thank you, senpai. Raider's privilege of getting to share art on stream. I love doing the Raider art showcase. It's very fun. And yeah, these are some hamsters I painted a while ago. They are, they live together. They live together for many, many, many years, their whole lives, and never married. And historians will say that they were very good friends. I take it you understand my meaning. I love when you hear about that in history and you're like, they're gay. You mean they're gay. Anyways. This is a robin that I thought was cute. Because in case you missed it earlier, we had some bird chat. Because I love birds. Burb's good. I love these hamsters, says Senpai. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Open relationship, friends with benefits. Who knows, Bricklane? The benefit is that they're married. They're each other's wives. Anyways, but yeah, things get silly and birdly around here. Also, these two are in love. Because I don't know. I really like painting sweethearts, apparently. So I painted a teacup and a Sports Direct mug that are dating. Because I can. Anyways. That's normal, right? Is this normal? I don't know. Where's the art cam? There's the art cam. Anyways, tea! I am drinking a tea right now, though it is an iced strawberry and pomegranate tea because it is hotter than the depths of heck today. Ah. Oh, thank goodness. Anyways. Where was I? Ah ha ha ha! I have a whisper. I have a whisper from Senpai. So let's get this on screen so we can take a look and see what they've been up to. The smile is positivity. Yes, I love it. Perfect. I do try and be a source of positivity. I'm not always good at it. I was a little stressed today, but this is so cute. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing this with us, y'all. This is what Senpai was up to today. Look at him. This is so cute. This is such a lovely pattern. I love the little birdie, and I love the flowers, and I love this. It's very darling. Let me get another shout out for you in the chat. Because that is so stinking cute. One of my favorite birds, too. I just think they're so sweet. All of the variations of tit are very cute. The blue tit, the great tit, the cold tit, the long-tailed tit, all good birds. And this is a lovely blue tit. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. That's lovely. This is one of those fiber arts that I feel like I should pick up at some point, but at this point to me it's just wizardry, and it amazes me what people are able to do with it, because this is so stinking cute. Thank you so much for sharing. And if you're not following, go do that! Anyways, thank you again for the raid. Appreciate it. Almost done. You got this. It's looking amazing. It's looking amazing. I think my camera arm is melting as well. Uh-oh. Oh, beans. Okay, and on that note, I think I am in fact going to call it there for today because, my camera's not wanting to stay up. And that feels stressful and bad. It's fine, but, it's so great. They really are. I like them very much. They're so delightful. Anywho, I'm gonna... hello? Honey. Darling.
Oh hell yeah.
Oh, there she
Sledge
is.
Callier just subscribed. Blag.
I wholeheartely agree, my love. I'm gonna come get dinner ready in a second. But Blarg is right. So sorry to disappear so quickly after the raid, but unfortunately I'm melting and I have to go make dinner. But thank you so much. Also, the camera is trying to fall, so let's see who's online and see who we can say hello to and stuff. And I cannot stress this enough. Woof! I am so warm. Okay. Let us check and see whether or not this person is just about to end. Would you please? Ooh. What's going on? My Twitch is having a moment. And not are you just about to finish stream? Anyways, thank you again for hanging out with me today. I've had a really nice time. Oh, it looks like they might be on a BRB. Okay, that means they're not just about to end, presumably. So, let's go ambush them. So let's go see Peppermint Swirl, who is, delightful. And a very nice time. Come on. Let me put a... Let me pop a raid message in the chat. My computer, specifically my Twitch, also seems to be melting right now. So, that's great. But Twitch often does just, like, want to have a conniption, and I feel like it's not loving how hot it is right now either. And fair enough. So, I'm gonna give my computer a reprieve and attempt to... Hopefully... Did that post the... Things are so chuggy right now that I honestly don't know what's happening. So I'm just gonna head before it's too late. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I will be back at some point tomorrow morning. I am gonna be a little bit late because someone is coming around to the house. So I shall see you very soon, I hope. Maybe tomorrow. I will be streaming tomorrow. I just don't know when I'm gonna start. I'll announce it on the Discord. You'll find out. Anyways, have a wonderful time, everybody. Take care. Good night and good luck.